Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Wing It with KSP RP-2. So, on the last episode, we left off that I was going to decide. Well, first of all, we're attempting, as you can see, another rocket plane mission. The contract is, let's allow this prograde mech to catch up a little bit to us. So, the contract is to reach 110 kilometers with a crewed vessel and to land on the runway. And last episode, let's discuss the state of the program while we're flying here. I decided, well, I said I was going to check to see if I wanted to do the advanced biological sample return mission. And that depended on whether, because the contract requested for the uh, rocket to achieve more than 4,000 meters per second above 140 kilometers in altitude. And I was unsure if the sample would survive re-entry at that speed. I tested it out, it can survive, but the margin is very small. It has to be a very flat trajectory. If I add to that I would have had to tool some fuel tanks for that particular mission, which would be extra money. I mean, I want to increase my reputation, but the main uh, issue with reputation that right now is that I'm not getting a lot of funds because of it. And since that mission wasn't going to get me back in the positive anyways, it made no sense to spend more money on that mission. So I have actually dismantled both launch complexes because I won't be doing them, needing them anymore. I did do another high altitude sounding rocket mission that was a very easy 30 reputation. So there's that, but yeah, simple sounding rocket going up and then blowing it up after it passed the required altitude. Nothing to it, so I decided to do it off camera. We're still very much in the negative, but I'm hoping getting into orbit will give me a good reputation boost. Uh, okay, we're about to get to Miko, and we're not getting into proper space, but that's okay. This will probably be the last mission with the high altitude flight experiment. I'll switch to another one afterwards. Let me focus on remembering what I need to do here. I have the right guide slope, and let's turn SAS here. So for today, after I land this, we will be completing the program, the not the rocket planes or X planes contract, but the suborbital science, and we will be taking on the first satellites contract, which will give us a boost in funding. I will also, well, I still need to tweak the rocket that we will be using for orbital satellites. Uh, so it'll probably take me a few days to actually record this, but through the magic of editing, it should be just a couple dozen minutes for you guys. Okay, we're getting back into the thick of the atmosphere. Apologies if you hear noises in the background. It's a very warm day today, and I have the window open. We're actually south of the runway this time for an actual change, but it shouldn't be a problem. Whoa, the wobble is real. The wobble is real. That's a bit hairy. No, 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 no. You didn't like the air brakes there, but okay, we're good. We're good. Alexei nearly passed out, but crisis averted. Let's start heading a bit north. I did not pay attention to how much time was left. Do I even have? Ah, I forgot to enable the atmospheric autopilot. That was the issue. Okay, that was stupid. I did not pay attention to how much time we had left in the experiment, but I think it's going to be worth it to change experiment for the next mission. Uh-oh, so slight problem. Uh, so there's the runway. This is my current prograde vector, and this is our current speed. I don't think I can make it. And we're already quite low, so I think bailing out is not an option. Oh, I hope I don't end up killing somebody else here today. Ah, well, at least I think the terrain near the space center is quite flat. No. Uh, no, not again. Uh, and this all stems down to forgetting to turn off the atmospheric autopilot. Because I lost a lot of control in the descent, and that made me lose a lot of speed. So it seems like this is going to be our reality for a while, being in the negative reputation. So let's try to get out of this hole I've dug in. Okay. Honestly, I think I should cancel this or complete this one before I kill anybody else. Uh, but no, let's go for this one. See, only 17 reputation. That's very miserable for finishing like 2 years early. Yeah, but okay, 1.5 years early. Yes. Okay. So I was thinking about this. Going for a fast program would give us more funds, per uh, month, but we are low on funds compared to all the things that we will need to purchase to start the program off. So I think I'm going to go for normal first, just to be safe, and then this one I will choose fast. So confidence 350, yeah, or we're assuming confidence. That doesn't matter. Yes. Okay, that does improve the money situation a lot, at least. And let's see what we get. Oh, wait, what? 6,000 kilometers. Okay. 42 reputation is quite good. This one doesn't seem to increase over time. 66 for this one. Again, it doesn't increase over time. 2 minutes stable orbit. Okay. Accepting this contract would automatically accept the first artificial satellite contract as well, so we can do two in one. So yeah, we're definitely going for this. Uh, survive in orbit for a day and transmit science. Now, does that mean I have to transmit science after a day, or just because here it becomes a question of electric charge? Oh, minimum apogee of 1500 kilometers. I mean, okay, now that I over-designed the rocket. Perigee between 200 and 900, which my original perigee when I tested the rocket was above this, so I have to do something about this. Must have electric charge after 1 day, so this is important. Okay, so it seems I have a lot of tests to run, so I'll be back when I've designed the final design of the rocket and we start building the launch complex. Okay, so here we have our first, what will hopefully be our first orbital rocket, and I have called it Rinyognatha. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not the correct pronunciation. So basically, I just looked which is the first flying animal according to our current knowledge, and this came up. And it seemed fitting since I've been naming things according to flying animals. Our first orbital rocket should get the name of the first flying creature. So let's go through this. We have as the core stage the RD-1 weight, the what was the core stage of the R7 family of rockets. I am not burning it for its full burn time, which is I think 5 minutes 40 seconds, something like that. We definitely don't need that, which is also the reason why I went for this much less aesthetically appealing setup. Uh, because the R7 is like the core tank kind of bulges up here, and then the boosters fit snugly underneath it. But that would be a lot more fuel than we need. We have almost 10,000 meters per second of delta V in this, but I do have to be careful because for the first scientific satellite contract, I do need to be have an apogee above 1,500 kilometers, and yeah, it depends a lot. I've already done a few tests, and it depends a lot on the trajectory. Um, but it's more a thing of a trajectory to follow, not a thing of adding more fuel. I do want a high thrust to weight ratio because of the fact that That it's unguided in the first stage, and I probably won't be using that a lot. I'll probably move to a guided first stage very early on. Okay, so the boosters, we have the RD-102, which is the engine that we have been using for rockets for core stages, so less likely to fail because we already have a lot of data units. And for the second stage, we have the AJ-10 uh, early, so AJ-1037. And this has gimbaling, so our second stage is guided. This is a near-Earth guidance unit that only has enough avionics for this upper stage. Then we have just the fairing base and a probe core with some solar panels on it. I can actually probably make them a bit bigger. What I want to do? Yeah, let's. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I. No, not with, not with. Okay, so first remove angle snap, then here. Okay, good. So I have to try to launch this close to noon, and that way the sun will be hitting perpendicular to this orientation of the probe. And so even though it will be spinning, it will be constantly receiving light in the solar panels. And as long as it's a decent angle, this will not be losing any electricity. So it should stay a while, long enough to finish any of the experiments. The contract only requires a day, but I mean, yeah, in theory, it should stay until the panels degrade. Uh, I will. Right now, I only have the mass spectrometer. Oh no, and the thermometer, and I place them basically to test, like, also if the electricity would last with two experiments running. But I will add, instead of the thermometer, cosmic ray science, which is what we need to have for the contract, but we haven't unlocked it yet. Um, I this is using the current tanks that we have. Uh, well, we have already researched the isogrid structure tanks, but I haven't unlocked it, and I'm going to see if I can get away with not unlocking them for a while because it's a hefty price, and I still have to unlock the RD-108 and the AG-10. But aside from that, I think I'll have to unlock some solid rocket motors, but these ones are quite cheap. So yeah, I have the weird fin setup. I tried doing it with just fins on the core stage, uh, but it wasn't as stable and the spinning got out of control. So basically, these fins spin stabilize it. They're slightly slanted. These ones are not, so these ones will dampen the spin slowly after we ditch the boosters, and these boosters will finish the job stabilizing it. And I only wanted to be spinning slowly so that the gimbal from the second stage can handle uh, can control the rocket efficiently. There is some weird spin being introduced by the launch clamps in this configuration. I have no idea why that is. So we will actually, and it's the spin direction is contrary to the direction of this fins, so it would actually start spinning in the other direction, then slow down, then start spinning in well, the other direction. So it's a bit weird, which leads me to another point. I think I said at some point that I would write a program. So in my previous series, for each rocket, I would take the run a program that takes data on the thrust of the rocket's motors at each altitude in the atmosphere, And so using that data, I can then plot a trajectory to get the desired apogee. But that only works if this rocket is following the prograde vector and it wobbles a lot. So honestly, it's just going to give me wrong data anyways. So I've been just doing trial and error, and I think I found the right inclination for it. I might have to tweak it a little bit, but so far, this is what I'm sticking with. And I have already started building the launch complex. Uh, so yeah, this is the launch complex. It's almost halfway done, and it has enough. So I think the upper margin for the weight of the rocket is 130 tons. So once we unlock these tanks, I should be able to modify this booster to put even 1,000 kilograms into orbit, which is the like upper bounds of the program, of the heavy satellites program that I haven't even started yet. So this rocket should be good for the foreseeable future with some modifications. Probably the first one being a guided first stage. Okay, so I think that's it for this rocket. Don't need to save. Okay, so now the dreaded part about this whole thing is that the next thing is another Hornet launch. And I've been failing really hard at these. So, new protocol rule, if I go under 120 meters per second of airspeed, and I'm not yet in the glide slope, I have to abort and eject the astronaut. Because we're down to one astronaut again, and we are not losing. What's his name again? Edward. Yes. Lopatan. I don't know why I'm getting French vibes from this last name. Lopatan. Not sure. Okay, let's launch this. Oh no, wait. I should first. Yes, I have. I had the mission. I had already tried it. Okay, let's not go too far south. This should be good enough. And oh, yeah, that should be good. And we want to check the sides. So the keen-eyed among you might have already seen a slight problem with my plan. Uh, Back in the first episode, I mentioned that the reason why I chose this launch site in the Australian desert was to have a lot of flat ground to land planes in case I started missing the runway. Yet clearly that hasn't been working out very well for me. And my idea is to start, once I have a manned space program, like going fully into orbit, is to bring Kerbals down to the space center with a plane. But now I don't have the margin of error that I thought I was going to have because clearly the desert is not good enough to land on. It keeps tripping out my planes and killing my Kerbals. So I'm good. My autopilot system for bringing space planes down from orbit to the runway is going to have to be very much on point because otherwise our reputation will always be in the gutter, and I'll have to, I don't know, stick to unmanned pros, but then the name of this series becomes quite meaningless. Oh, I have to set up this thing. 7.5 degrees. Okay. Okay. I thought 130, almost 132 kilometers in apogee. Okay, so we have started to go down. Everything seems nominal, but then again, this is usually the part where problems arise. Okay, we're out of helium, so let's right away activate atmospheric autopilot again and learn from our mistakes. Okay, this is where it can get a bit dicey. Let's try to pull up, not go too deep into the atmosphere. I once again forgot to pay attention to how much time we have left on the experiment. Okay, let's close the brakes so they don't interfere with our yaw authority. And we're above the glide slope. Yes, we are fine. Okay, I can see the space center. It's here. We're quite above it, so we'll have to nose down quite a bit. Okay, we are at the glide slope now, and everything looks nominal. Okay, 10-kilometer warning signal, and everything looks nominal. We're a little bit under the glide slope, but that shouldn't be a problem. Gear down. 123 meters per second and falling. Flare up. Brakes are activated. And a safe touchdown. Excellent. Whew. These are getting a bit nerve-wracking, even though I've done so many of these. Ah, recover. Okay, Edward extends his retirement date by 80 days. That's good. 2.8 science credits. I think I will still do another flight with this experiment, and then the other ones I'll put on later flights, or maybe even wait for orbital flights. I'm not yet sure. Still terrible reputation, with good reason. I mean, our program is almost as deadly as the shuttle now, I think. Okay. What's next? Well, Edward needs to go on vacation. We still have 115 days until the launch complex is ready, and then we still need to build the rocket. So it's going to take a bit of time. Um, yeah, there's I'll just do some time warping and come back when the next mission happens, whichever it will be. I want to give some time to for the rocket plane mission to accumulate some value, let's say. But I have to keep in mind that the program ends December of this year. Okay, so we're now 17th of August, 1959. And yeah, it's time to do another mission. I covered more of the previous mission because of the extra tension of will I screw up again? But I'll stay more for the highlights this time. Here we go. Okay, I will try this time to get a little bit more inclination, see how viable it is to try to get past 140 kilometers. Oof, not quite there. Oh wow, okay. RCS used a lot of, or SAS used a lot of RCS fuel to bring us under control. And yeah, that's why I don't like nosing up too much in the ascent. So we might just do into 130 kilometers and that's it. Um, oh, but it's so close to break 140. I'll see about doing the last one. Okay, I can get rid of this and bring up this. And I can also get rid of the contract. We know what we need to do. This descent might be a little hairy because we have very little helium left. Okay, so we have all the high altitude flight data. So we can switch to another experiment for the next flight. Okay, we're past the takeoff reentry. We can close the brakes. And yeah, let's know so. We're quite above the glide slope, I think. Actually, no, I think we still need brakes. Oh, uh, no, wait, don't do that. Brakes. Okay, 10 kilometers out, and we're in the glide slope. So I was thinking there is one way that I would sort of guarantee that we can get above 140 kilometers in altitude, but I'm a bit concerned to try it. And that would be to get rid of the helium. It would mean that we would be without any control while in the upper atmosphere, but it would give us the needed extra delta V, and it's not like I had much control this time. So it would just be a bit of hoping that it doesn't get too crazy. Okay, I definitely need more breaks. I need more breaks. Okay, that's excellent. Edward, you're carrying the program, my dude. You're carrying the bloody program. Contract complete. 22 reputation and plus 7 for landing on the runway. Good stuff, good stuff. Go take some well earned vacations. Okay, plus 49 days retirement date, 1.8 science credits, we're 18.8. And that's the next thing we need to pay attention because we are down to the last thing in our uh, R&D queue. And I don't think we're going to be able to launch this rocket before this finishes. So we should get something else going. And what will we need? So an upgrade in avionics is always good because means we can reduce the weight of the upper stage avionics, giving us a boost in delta V with the rocket for a cheaper price than unlocking the bloody isogrid structure tanks or whatever they're called. Material science is not my thing. Um, Lunar range communications, yeah, we aren't even into orbit. We don't need to worry about this yet. This is what we're um, currently researching, and maybe I should have gone for avionics instead of this, but oh well. Um this gives us research efficiency upgrade, but that's about it. We also don't have enough of that. Also, here we don't have enough. Service model tank upgrade, not really necessary right now. This is quite good though. Better efficiency for the engineers in the launch complex, and lighter fairings. Survivability. Yeah, this is all about life support. We will need it for. Wait, we actually don't need it. I mean, obviously, we do need it to actually maintain our crew alive, but they don't require you to have crew survivability for space planes. Interesting. We could start getting some solid rocket boosters. That might be useful at some point. I've never liked them so much, to be honest. Especially like this one seems for small probes that we already have that covered with our current rockets, so I don't see us having a need for this. The casters, yeah, this might actually be good. This Delta 4, not Delta 4, Delta 2 style rocket would be nice. Um, Better rocketry engines. A Russian upper stage engine, the, the one for the R7, might be useful. Yeah, we have a lot of vacuum engines here, which would be good. I feel quite limited right now. Much. This is 12 points. Okay. Okay, this is deprecated. So, ooh, sample return capsule. This might actually be very good. 15. Okay. Better RCS thrusters is always a plus. Oh, and I love these thrusters. These are good for maneuvering smaller probes. I don't really feel the need for more flight right now, despite the name of the series. So I'm torn between the avionics upgrade, uh, flight control, and descent, re-entry and descent, landing. Hmm. I think let's go for avionics first. Okay, so the launch complex is built, and this is where things get a bit dicey, money-wise. So we have a bunch of things to tool. Um, First of all, let's turn off auto shape. because I want to tool the fairings as well. And I will try to make the next probes just fit this design. 5,000. Yeesh. Here, 11,000. You can see how this is going to go south really fast. Then we need to tool. Fortunately for these ones, we're using diameters that I had already used, so it should be fine. We're just tooling. Tool tank. Eh. Yeah, this is a new diameter. 16,000 for 269 funds. These ones should be also decent, yes. Okay, so the fairings are tooled. The tanks are tooled, I think. Oh, the probe. The avionics need to be tooled as well. So this one. And yeah, we're already more than 40% down on the funds we had. New rockets are very expensive with this new mod. And then we need to unlock some engines. Do I already have this? Okay, so yeah, this one is fine. This one I already have purchased, I think. Yes, perfect. Yeah, no need to upgrade this one, to be honest. This is the... This is... I think this goes to the subsidy, so it shouldn't matter that I don't have enough funds. But it does take a big chunk. Oof. How long do I have to pay that off? Otherwise, I just bankrupt our program. Um, and then this one. Oh, we're going bankrupt with this, aren't we? I have to unlock this launch clamp. And I think that's it. Let's see. Build. Yeah, solar. Okay, yeah. We don't have money. Uh, let's see if I didn't just sync this program. It does seem that I had the proper staging rule. At least that's good. Okay, so we're still in the positive. That's good. So the value for this one is still very low. This one is quite high though. So I'm going to run a test flight to see if I can indeed do this with the Dragonfly Mark II, or if I can modify it in any way to get this. I am a bit hesitant to use the Dragonfly after the last flight, but I mean, it's a good amount of reputation, so it might be worthwhile. And then we can scrap it. Okay, be back in a bit. And yeah, I think after that mission, we can end the episode if I do the mission. Be right back. Okay, so I just ran a test, and yes, the Dragonfly Mach 2 can barely complete this program, but I mean, yeah, it can. And I think the reward is more than worth it, especially since like there's no real danger of falling short as long as I keep my eye on the fuel. So let's go for it. I did have to add some fuel, so it will take 4 hours to take care of that. But I did notice something. Uh, well, now it's plus 388 because we're refueling the craft. But this number is taking into account that right now I don't have any engineers working on a rocket. So let's see how that works out when we add to it. Maximum 385. We only have 38 unassigned. That sounds promising. But I have to. Okay, so I think right now we can add all of these. And then once I'm done refueling this aircraft, I'll add the rest. -5 to roll that aircraft back in. I forgot to do the training for the mission. Okay, so at 100 engineers, we're still doing quite good. And even with all the engineers assigned, we're still in a good positive number. So yeah, that's good. I don't really want to hire. Wait, what? I can hire for 0 funds? Okay. Yes, I'll. Yeah, because I have the applicants. How are we doing? Yeah, we're still good. Um, okay, and then this gives us 141 days build time. Okay, it's. I won't complain, to be honest. We're less than half of our engineer capacity, but as we get more funds, I'll be hiring more. Okay, let's do this jet aircraft mission. Okay, slight issue. I went here to, I don't even remember what I wanted to check about the contracts, but I noticed that the early satellites heavy program is no longer available. And I was kind of counting on accepting that one or starting that one once we finish with the X planes. Uh, and I cannot start any of these until I finish early satellites, which I also went for the normal speed because I thought I was going to be doing both programs in parallel. I wish they gave you a warning in the description, or maybe I just missed it. Okay, that's slightly disappointing, but oh well. Let's go to that airplane mission. Okay, so here we are in the Dragonfly with Edward on the controls. He's our only remaining Kerbal. So the contract parameters are here. Spend 3 minutes above, well, between 700 meters per second and 750. We're going to try to not go too much over 700, otherwise our engines might explode. Uh, we're almost at 15,000 meters, and I think I will try to get this to 17,000 to reduce the impact of the engine overheating. We have the Mach 2 flight experiment running. We still have 5 minutes to go, and 22 seconds, and we're going to try to get that completed. Let's keep an eye on our altitude. We can slow a little bit our descent. No overheating yet from the engines, but we're still below 500 meters per second, so it's going to get interesting, and that's why I'm going to show the entire thing. Just to put some emotion of it. What will happen first? The contract will complete, or the heat bar will fill up? Edward does have a parachute, so in case our engines blow up, we can bail out. Okay, 17. Let's level down. Too much, too much. Let's have our prograde vector on the horizon. That should be good. And let's keep an eye out on our distance from the runway. Okay, let's check that the experiment is running. Yes, it is. And yeah, this is already getting... Okay, I can put back on the throttle. Don't overdo it. There. Just a slight increase. Maybe even pull up a little bit to reduce that increase, and also the higher up we go, the lower the temperature gets. Okay, we should be good like this. I realized something while looking over the programs, since we won't be able to do the heavy satellites program. There is one that I could accept the moment I complete the first satellite contract, not program, but just a contract, and that is a lunar exploration program, which is ambitious. I forget how much time you have for that one. I would definitely go for normal speed, um, not the fast speed. Might even be worth it to go for the slow one, because to do it requires a lunar flyby, a lunar impactor. Those, okay, wouldn't be so much of an issue, but also a lunar orbit. So for that, we would need, well, a heavier launcher, but we do have the parts for that. So we don't really need. Maybe another rocketry node would be nice, but it's not entirely necessary. But we would also need deep space probes, lunar range communications, probably also the better RCS node. So it's quite a few technologies, or more important, like research nodes that we would need to get. So yeah, it's something to think about, because otherwise we will be having just like the other programs can only be accepted once I fulfill the entire early satellites program, and having the funding for just one program is not ideal, especially with the current reputation. Okay, we have fulfilled the parameters. Now let's turn this bird around, but try to stay above 600 meters per second. How are we doing for the experiment? 1 minute to go. Okay. Okay, let's. I honestly still haven't figured out if this cabin overheat button in the cockpit, because I don't have any indicators here. If it's really something to worry about, or if it's just Does it really have any bearing on reality? Like the heads-up display that is prograde marker is way off. Actually, this time it's not so bad, but yeah. But yeah, let's wait a little bit until it stops flashing, and then get back up to speed. We were only 16 seconds away from fulfilling the experiment, so maybe I should have discontinued. But it's good. I want to get rid of some more fuel anyways. Okay, we're running again. And 0. Perfect. Let's stop that. Okay, that's the 10-kilometer marker. We are going in a bit hot though. I had already the brakes in the first position. I'm going for second. Have to be very careful because yeah, this thing just needs a very large angle of attack when at low speeds. And it's a bit nerve-wracking to be honest. Brakes are set, like wheel brakes. Flare. Oof, that was very rough. I hate this plane. Ah, that was a bad idea. So I tried to go for a 10-degree glide slope to not have to be nosing up so much at approach because I don't like it. But that was clearly not the way to go. That was very much a kangaroo landing. But any landing you can walk away from, right? Okay, that's good for a reputation. Recover vessel, recover from space plane hangar to space plane hangar. Okay, I just wanted to, out of curiosity, see which is the next contract for this, and some kind of, yeah, there's no way our engines can take this. So this was the last of these contracts we were going to do. I will probably fly another mission uh, just to get the supersonic flight science. So I don't like to land in that plane. It's scarred me now, so I'll think about it. But I just went to check the wiki for the RP-2, the launch uh, complexes and programs part, and apparently you do get funding for a program after the time has run out, just at a lower rate for up to twice the duration of the project. So I'm guessing in the wordings they use project means program. So I'm tempted to keep the program running, um, at least until I can, because I need to complete first scientific satellite yet. So yes, I cannot replace this program if I complete it right now. Um, and it didn't say anything about losing reputation, which was my biggest concern. If I go overboard, will I lose reputation? And apparently, let's go back here. After completing these four contracts, I will get suborbital flight crewed, which would be, I'm guessing, going past 140 kilometers, which we haven't seen. I haven't been able to do it with the Hornet Mark III, but actually I have. In some tests, I did go past barely. So it might be worthwhile to try that if it gives a decent amount of reputation. And we would get to beat Alan Shepard into space. Not, I won't say Yuri Gagarin because he got into orbit, so it would be quite a stretch to say, like, yeah, we beat him in a suborbital plane. So yeah, lots to think about. And yes, for the science needed for the lunar program. So we're talking about Near Earth Science Core, Deep Space Avionics. So we need this node, which I have already queued up. We need lunar range communications. Ah, that's so expensive science-wise, at least. Um, we might need better solar panels to maintain deep space core functioning all the way to the moon. I am hoping these ones can go into hibernation when they're not actively controlling the vessel. Okay, so we would need this one. Um, this one's already unlocked. Yeah. The upper stage for the R7 would be nice, the engine. And maybe these thrusters for controlling a small probe to get into orbit would be nice as well. Uh, but strictly, yeah, not strictly necessary. Guess we could get into orbit using RCS alone? Maybe. I don't know. So we'll see. Lots to think about. But I think that will be for the next episode. Um, and I'm hoping we will get to launch this in the next episode. I might do another Hornet mission, but off camera. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.